Look, Parkinson, you were trimming and doing flight control on the starboard side of T6 today. It was another great day here in Palma. Can you just describe the conditions for people who weren't here?
Yeah, so today we had a bit of a traditional sea breeze sort of thing fill in. We went out there reasonably early, so we saw everything from 5 knots and then building up to even 18 and then settling back down as the day concluded. It was pretty nice, so we went out there, started off with just a few little takeoffs and practicing a few little techniques and just seeing what is the bottom end we can sort of take off and playing around.
You were using the J1 early on in the light stuff. I haven't seen that for a while. Was it good to have it up?
Yeah, it's always good to have up the big gear and to see what the bottom end is. I guess we haven't had it up for a little while because we've been pretty spoilt with the lovely conditions here and sailing around in good breeze. So definitely good to get out there early enough to make the most of the wind throughout the day.
What's the crossover point between that big headsail and some of the smaller ones? Because you don't want the drag of that once you're up and foiling, do you?
Yeah, I guess that's like the big question. How big you need the sails to be able to get up on the foils, and then the drag that you hit as soon as you're up. So changing through, as you've seen, is pretty quick, but also trying to get efficiency out of our day, so not stopping and changing all the time, otherwise you could chase your tail for the whole session. Let's
talk a bit about flight control. You've done flight control across America's Cup and Sail GP. In Sail GP, the higher you fly, the faster you go. Is it as simple as that here?
The T foils versus the L foils are a little bit different. Sail GP, yeah, you go faster when you go higher, but it gets harder to control the boat. So the T foil is a little bit of a different game. We're different sea state as well, and working on the different forces that the foil has on the boat. And also we can change the size and the shape, so there's a lot of different things at play compared to the One Design class.
You've carved out a nice niche for yourself in this flight control role. What advice would you give to somebody who's aspiring flight controller, wants to follow in your footsteps?
I think flight control is an area that I'm really interested in, so I hedge towards that area, focus my attention on it, and if that's an area that interests people, I think go for it. It's a new thing, and it's a good time to jump into it because everyone's learning, so it's a good area of the sport that you could make good gains and get involved.
You spend a lot of your time foiling. I've seen you out on the Moth and on some foiling boards. Is that key to your role as a flight controller, or is that just for fun?
Yeah, it's for both. It's things I enjoy, but it's also refining skills, learning more about different foils. The Moths, equally about trimming, steering. I haven't steered a boat for quite a long time. I don't want to lose those skills. Same with trimming. So it's all practice. It's all hours on the water, and the more I can do, the better sailor I am. So just trying to keep chipping away.
That's great. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, mate.
Thanks.